Roger Federer is a famous name in the world of tennis. The Swiss maestro has, time and time again, stunned us with his skills and talents. And even today, when he's retired, if you start counting his achievements, it'll take you a long time before you come to the end of the list. On that note, have you ever wondered how much he's earned? Today, let's take a look at Federer's insane earnings, starting with the Swiss maestro's fortune. Regardless of where Roger Federer ranks in the annals of tennis history, next to long-standing rivals Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, he's unquestionably the sport's all-time champion when it comes to money. Since going professional in 1998, the Swiss ace has won $131 million in prize money, putting him in third place all-time on the ATP Tour, behind only Novak Djokovic at $159 million and Rafael Nadal at $132 million. It's a different story off the court. Forbes estimates that Roger Federer has gained almost $1 billion before taxes and agents' fees through sponsorships and other economic pursuits during the course of his career. With yearly off-court revenues of $90 million, he continues to be the highest paid athlete promoter by a wide margin, $10 million more than LeBron James, who's in second place. Although he only earned roughly $700,000 in prize money in 2022, Federer's achievement propelled him to the 7th spot on Forbes' list of the world's highest paid athletes. With a total of $106.3 million, he topped the 2020 list as the highest paid athlete in the world. For the last 16 years running, he's also topped the list as the highest paid tennis player. Forbes estimates that Federer has earned $1.1 billion throughout his career. That puts him in exclusive company, since just 7 active players, the others being LeBron James, Floyd Mayweather, Lionel Messi, Phil Mickelson, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Tiger Woods, have ever earned more than $1 billion. Not to mention his millions of dollars worth of endorsements. He left Nike in 2018 for an apparel agreement with Uniqlo, allegedly for up to $300 million over 10 years, after the company paid him around $150 million over 2 decades. Federer, when in peak physical condition, might collect $2 million for a single demonstration or lesser tournament. The Swiss tennis great has been plagued by injuries in recent years, having played in only 19 matches since the year 2020 and none at all since Wimbledon in 2021. However, the 20-time Grand Slam champion still has the support of sponsors who recognize his heritage and achievements. He earned $85.7 million in 2022, making him the highest-paid tennis player according to Sportico's list of the highest-paid sportsmen. The $85 million he's made through endorsements is second only to LeBron James among sportsmen. Half of Federer's 14 sponsors, including Credit Suisse, Mercedes-Benz, and Rolex, have been with him for at least a decade, so they'll likely continue to support him even after he retires. I want to thank my faithful sponsors who are genuinely like partners to me, Federer added in his statement. Next, the earnings won't end even after his retirement. After Federer departed from Nike in 2018, the Japanese clothing company Uniqlo signed him to a 10-year, $300 million agreement. At age 36, Federer had already secured a guaranteed payday regardless of whether he played. After 20 years of only wearing Nike, he saw an opportunity to cash in by signing a 2-for-1 contract with On when he discovered that Uniqlo did not produce footwear. As part of an endorsement deal, he put money into a Swiss shoe firm this year, and he now owns around 3% of the company's shares, which are worth over $200 million. In its most recent financial report for the second quarter, the firm highlighted a 67% increase in profits and projected that its sales would hit $1 billion for the first time in 2022. Soon after making his statement, Federer began to profit. The Laver Cup, which he and his longtime agent, Tony Godsick, created, will be his last professional tournament. Following up, he's rich on social media too. With 9.7 million followers, Roger Federer trails just Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic among male tennis players on Instagram. Behind most tennis fans, it comes as no surprise that he has 12.7 million followers on Twitter, putting him in second place only to Rafael Nadal in terms of popularity. The Swiss-born guy has amassed an unbelievable 18 million likes on Facebook, making him the most prominent tennis presence on the platform. Federer leads by a landslide, with Rafael Nadal in second place, with 14.7 million. The Grand Slam winner's devoted audience becomes more and bigger as he consistently displays happy family moments and humorous anecdotes from his life as a role model. Now, let's look at ATP top prize money earners for the year. First up, Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz has won the Indian Wells, Eastbourne, and and Tokyo Open championships this year. His run to the quarterfinal at Wimbledon was his finest in a Grand Slam tournament, and it still stands as his best Grand Slam result. Number 9 in the world has won $4.48 million so far this year. Some estimates put Taylor Fritz's wealth at $3 million. Taylor's endorsement agreements and tennis earnings added up to almost $6,024,904. As he continues to develop, the American has the potential to amass a fortune in the not-too-distant future. Several companies, including Head, Nike, Rolex, and others, have signed sponsorship arrangements with the American tennis star. Fritz reportedly makes around $500,000 per year from sponsorship agreements. Fritz is also committed to working with Head for the foreseeable future, as 2019 saw him ink a new contract with the latter. When he takes the tennis court, he wears the same Nike gear. Next, Stefanos Tsitsipas. This season, Stefanos Tsitsipas has reached the finals of 4 events and won 2 of them, one in Mallorca and the other in Monte Carlo. He also competed in the last 4 in the French Open and the Australian Open. So, the current world number 4 has built up a fortune of $5.47 million. Tsitsipas has also achieved second place in the Italian Open and the Cincinnati Masters and reached the semifinals of the Paris Masters. His 2019 haul of $7,488,927 was his greatest ever, but this year's total is still impressive. Moving on, Casper Ruud. Casper Ruud had a spectacular 2022 season, reaching the finals of the US Open, Roland Garros, and the ATP Finals, in addition to winning 3 championships in Gstaad, Geneva, and Buenos Aires. Ruud earned a total of $6.93 million in prize money in what was undoubtedly his best season on tour to date. The Norwegian won $2,156,600 for his runner-up position at the ATP Finals, €1,100,000, around $1,146,000 for his journey to the French Open final, and $1,300,000 for his loss to Carlos Alcaraz in the US Open final. Casper Ruud said that he was disheartened to lose several crucial games in the 2022 playoffs, but he was also looking forward to the future. World number 3 Ruud once reached number 2, and he also won 4 ATP Circuit Championships and reached the finals of 2 Grand Slam tournaments. Due to an ankle injury, the Norwegian was unable to compete in this year's Australian Open, but he's eager to make up for lost time in January when he'll have no ATP points to defend. He said, "There will be a lot of points and results for me to defend. I hope I can do that and achieve even more. That's not going to be easy because this year I've done very well in certain tournaments, but I will try my best." Up next, Rafa. Third on the list is Rafael Nadal, who took home $7.44 million after winning the Australian Open and the French Open for men's singles. This year, Nadal has also taken first place in Acapulco and Melbourne. Unfortunately for Nadal, his time on the tour was plagued by injuries despite his stellar first half of the season. Due to a strained abdominal muscle, he had to leave Wimbledon before the semi-finals and has not been able to recover fully. Not to forget Carlos Alcaraz. 5 of this year's tournaments have been won by Carlos Alcaraz. The US Open was his first Grand Slam tournament victory. He has a perfect record of 57 wins and 13 losses, making him the best in the world right now. Thanks to his efforts, he's earned a total of $7.63 million. After winning the US Open, which netted him $2.6 million, the Miami Open, which earned him $1,231,245, and the Madrid Open, which brought him $1,096,960, he became the youngest player ever to be ranked number 1. He also took home $317,400 at the Rio Open and $491,993 from the Barcelona Open. For someone in only his second full season on the ATP Tour, that's quite an accomplishment. Finally, Noel. After beating Casper Ruud at the ATP Finals in Turin, Italy, Novak Djokovic capped the 2022 men's tennis season with a straight-set triumph. The Serbian tennis star breezed through the small field tournament, winning himself the record-breaking $4.74 million purse. He now has $9.93 million in prizes for the year, putting him $2.3 million ahead of Carlos Alcaraz in second place. Because of this, he finished with the largest prize money in 2022, surpassing the sum received by the women's best player, Iga Swiatek, by just $59,000. At $165 million, he has more than $30 million more than Rafael Nadal in career prize money. That's a wrap for this video. So what did you think of Roger's earnings? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.